Okay, so they have these guided trail just right outside the museum. It's 0.2 miles long and flat, easy access. And it's also supposed to have some of the best rock art around, close and easy to get to. So you see this, they've emphasized it here in the picture. And then over here, you can kind of see what they had done there. It doesn't specify what the lines mean. Okay, let's go on to the next. Yes. So here's like a little display area they're working on, and it has a authentic teepee going up there. Here's the long branch frame for it, and it looks like maybe they're gonna have a little sample garden of native foods, plants they would grow.
Outlines of the rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You see I-70 there in the distance. And this here's just a wash or stream that comes down here, and the trail goes over it. So it's a nice easy walk trail for ADA, or oh, look at that, we've got a little friend here. A little friend. Uh-oh. I think he's in attack mode. You gonna get me? Huh? You gonna get me? I know as soon as I take a couple of steps, you're gonna split though. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Run, run, run. Eek, humans! Humans! And there it goes. See you, buddy. Okay. So the trail here is kind of in a little horseshoe box canyon, whatever you call it. And you see some of the rocks over there. Right there is the museum. And looking back out the way we came in. Okay. All right, let's go see some stuff here. Okay. This is Five Finger Ridge, and apparently they did a bunch of excavating and went straight through, and there used to be a bunch of Indian village there that was destroyed when the freeway was built. But you see, this is what they lived in. They had some dugouts, semi-underground living to keep cool or warm, depending on the climate season. Before the construction of Interstate 70, the ridge you see in front of you extended farther to the north. If you were standing in this spot 900 years ago, the ridge would be longer and would look quite different. Along the ridge top, you would see a large Fremont village with structures like those shown above. 60 pit houses, 19 storage granaries, and 26 other structures. Why did Fremont people build on the ridge? Archaeologists believe it may have been selected because the site provided more solar warming and fewer mosquitoes than the canyon bottom. I could go for that. It also offered a good view up and down the canyon and a favorable location for defense against enemies. Cornfields occupied the Clear Creek floodplain below, so they could grow food too. Very smart. Archaeologists estimate that the first pit houses were built along the top of Five Finger Ridge between 1100 and 1150, with new pit houses added for more than a century. Okay, so there you go. That's where it was. Okay, and off to the next location. So while you're walking along, you gotta look up. See, we've got a bunch of rock art there. Let's see if I can get in a little tighter.
That's nice.
There's a little bit up there. It's a harder spot to get to. There's a ledge there to stand on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Let's make sure I got that one in here. Like that, they drew a train, trains, houses, aliens. And Europeans, settlers, 1876. Okay. I like all these tiny little lizards, they're so cute. All right. So we've got some more rock art up here and there. Someone told me once that you see the sheep there with the sawtooth above it, and pictures like that were ways of saying good hunting, and then each tooth was a day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 days away is hunting or sheep. Maybe there is someone who knows better what those arrows, saw teeth, mean. Alright, I want to see the train drawing. Let's see if I can spot that. Okay, so just another look at the art from this angle. And zoom in a bit. Very cool. Okay, so there you see an example of the dot art. I think the dot art is some of the older stuff. And then right there is another, looks like it might be a sheep drawing. And then over here, you see another alien or whatever. It looks like a bunny rabbit in there too. Where's the bunny is right. There's the bunny. And then whatever that is, alien spaceship. Okay, so there's the dot drawing. 300 to 1350, figures created 670 to 1700 years ago.
Ah. That's the Paiute.
Mm-hmm.
And the dot art is the Fremont.
Yeah.
So that's the one we're looking at over there.
See, that's the helmet and the face shield and antennas. And then there's the GoPro and
high heels.
Yeah, high heels and just kind of bending the knee there a little bit, kind of nonchalant, looking,
Sexy.
Yeah, looking cool.
The sexy alien.
Okay.
That one's right there.
Yeah. So there actually is quite a bit of art in here. Some of it's more faded than others.
That one, the dot art, is from 670 to 1700 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the carving with the headdress is only from about 150 years ago.
Yeah. And also, I would imagine that some of it has been arted over. So it also looks like there's art where somebody went up there and here and up and right there. Could be something there. Hard to tell though.
Looks like a catty.
And continuing up the rock face, I don't see anything up there that looks like it could have been any kind of a rock art. But down here, there's that there. And right here, there's some more of the dot art. So there is art here, it's just faded. Okay, good. I can take a little rest here. But in looking, getting closer, there, you see some more rock art. And in there. So yeah, you look close and you shall see. Okay. Okay, so we're just kind of sitting here at the furthermost inward part of the trail, concrete path, and we're just going to kind of look back around here. There is the museum, and it's got some real nice displays in there. So there you see part of the mound hill. Okay, that little rock in the center, and then you see I-70 behind it, and you see that mountain ridge or hill on the other side of I-70 there. Okay, so just imagine that hill going from there over to here before I-70 was constructed, blown through everything, and it pretty much wiped out the entire village that was there, archaeological remains. So they do have pictures, a rebuilt example of the settlement in the museum. But yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that they built straight through instead of accommodating and going around it or something. But that's life. So anyway, there we go. Back to the museum. Okay, so let us continue, but I will say that on a hot day, that bench is your friend.
You have to have a steep climb to get up and over that area.
Oh.
And then it winds around. It's the Court of Ceremonies. It's a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Here, just take a picture of the sign, and that'll show you the cool things that are up there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can see a couple of things from right here.
The trail quickly rises 75 feet by way of rock stairs, and is one way only. Loose gravel in some sections.
What do you mean, one way only? Is it a loop?
Yeah, it goes back to the parking lot.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not taking that.
Oh, my phone must be dying.
Okay, well, wouldn't you know, of course, the picture of the robot is at the farthest point in. There's the spaceman and robot. Okay. Yeah, so hiking up that trail would be cool, but it's that's a long way to go. And we're not set up for that. You need your water, and youth would help too. Okay, so there are a couple of pictures up on this piece here. I'm going to get to the closest point. Yeah, any closer, and then you can't see these anymore. So it looks like there was rock art up there, but it broke away maybe. And there, duck feet or something. More sheep. Let me get over to this side. Okay. Now let's get up here. And there are some neat flowers around here. Purple and violet with a little yellow. Okay, I guess that's it. So looking up into the canyon. There you go. Okay. So as I say, highly recommend Castle Rock Campground here in Utah off I-70. And make sure you get over to the museum because they've got some really good displays in there. All right, let's get on going. Time to find another place, another adventure. I don't know, this might have something in here. It's a trail, so let's go. Okay, see that? We would have missed that if we didn't go through this way. And I think I see a horse on that. Okay, let's continue a little farther along in here. See if I can spot something else. And I do. And there. And up there. Well, here's a bunch right there. And right there. And you just keep looking and you keep seeing. And there's the old truck camper there. Oh, there went some kind of a marmot or a ground squirrel, something. Oh, it's up there. All right. Okay, I just noticed that rock over there is kind of interesting. All right. This is the Stowe Canyon Campground, the state park, and we went in there to fill water, dump the tanks, and get ready to go to our next place. But while we were there, we discovered that the Indian Museum artifacts, petroglyphs, was just up the road. So we went up there and checked that out. But this campground, it has a laundry facility and other things. Very handy. I think it's like $35. There's one of the cabins available. And some more cabins. It's kind of in a horseshoe area. Not as interesting as the Castle Rock campground was. The Castle Rock has a bunch of erosion formations, and they do not exist in this area. But it's a handy place to pull in and do what you need to do. So here you go, the Fremont Indian State Park Museum. And they have a lot of displays inside of there. These are some examples of arrowheads that were found in the area. Some of it has some pretty intricate work there. You see the reverse points on the arrowheads. And this is the trail that we took around the museum. It's supposed to be some of the highest density of petroglyphs in the area. And this is a description of the items that are in the cases. And these are just things that were found around the area. They've all got labels on them. There's an example of a guide that was there and a stuffed eagle. And some of the other displays. So it's a very interesting museum to go through. More of the artifacts they found, like an axe head and some other stuff. There's a picture of an old bridge shelter. Oh, that's not a bridge. That's the way they lived, kind of half underground and then covered roofs. And there's just kind of an example of one of the people that lived there. More arrowheads and spear tips. So the museum is pretty good. We probably spent about an hour inside of there looking around, and then went outside and walked to the petroglyph trail that's coming up. So on the right, that's an example, a good example of what some of their pottery was. And there are what are these, like grinding stones or something like that. They had shells. It shows the trade routes that they had to get the shells, feathers, etc. And that's the way that their dugout living quarters were. Some more cups and pots, more rocks and axes, and grinding bowls for making flour or grinding their wheat and other grains, hard things. And just some more stuff that was found in the area, different artifacts, and there is the listing of those artifacts. I'm not sure exactly what they are. These are examples of moccasins, and they were very nicely detailed. little figurines. So now we're outside, and this is the rock at the start of the trail, and the sign that is trying to show you what the patterns in the rock are. So it's an easy trail. It's ADA accessible, and not too long. You can walk the whole thing in about a half an hour or so, then take in all the sights, read everything. And then at the far end of the loop is a dirt trail you can take to see a whole bunch of other stuff. But this rock wall here was one of the popular places for the Indians to do their rock art, creating new petroglyphs. And you've already seen all this in the video. These are just Kelly's pictures. Just kind of a bonus. So this is telling you what the different pictures in the rock are, where they are. So you can look at one and see where it is. So there's a lot of art up in all these areas. And these ones here, they just look like aliens. And there's the aliens again, but I guess it's actually like a shaman with horns on his head. Obviously, it's a place that you would want to see in person, and I highly recommend seeing it in person because you can see the details much better live than you can through the lens of a camera. And you can tell that it has been quite a bit of time. See, it looks like somebody cut out a piece of rock there to collect a sample for a museum or something. More rock art down low. I think that was out by the chair. The bench in the shade, which was kind of nice to have. Different colors of moss lichens on the rocks. And so that is the trail at the far end. You can walk on up through there. There's, I guess, a mile loop that goes around. There's the trails there. And there are a lot more petroglyphs along that trail. It was a little warm and late in the day for us to go and do it. And we had other things that had to get done. So there's some more little figures in there. This rock to the right, that had quite a bit of stuff, and some of the rock had actually fallen away. See that lower left corner there where the breakout is from the left side down. So you can see that part of the petroglyph is still there, and then the other part just fell away. Light and shadow. So you can see how different times of day can reveal more or less of the features put into the rock. So this here, that shows like duck feet or chicken feet or some kind of bird foot, or maybe it's just three fingers. And that's a look back at the wall from across the other side. And all along this wall here, there's a little pathway behind the museum, between the museum and that wall, or a rock area that you can walk through and see a bunch more petroglyphs. It's not really part of the main trail, but you can walk through there and see things. So there's the kind of an ongoing display that they are creating, showing Indian daily life back in the day. Okay, this here is walking along behind the museum there, and you can see some more petroglyphs in the rock. And obviously, they are more pronounced in real life than they are through the lens. There's a few of them there. So if you do like looking at petroglyphs and Indian artifacts, the museum is quite the place to go. Now, this year, that's the entrance to the museum, and this is the valley across where the natives did all their farming and growing. It was a good place for them. It had the river running through there, so they had a good source of clean, fresh water. And very interesting. There's a couple of day use parks along the river too that would be nice to hang out. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed looking at the Indian Artifacts Museum petroglyphs. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you on the next video.